There's another aspect of domestic violence that I don't really hear a lot of people talking about when you talk about physical abuse and part of the shame that goes into that. And that aspect is when your abusive partner will beat you in front of their family or friends. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. One of the things that tends to happen when you're dealing with somebody that has uncontrollable rage and anger and has a tendency to put their hands on you, when you're in a relationship together, is a lot of times, they get so overcome with that. They become so impulsive and aggressive when they act out. They don't care who's around or what's going on. They'll beat you in front of their friends, your friends, their family, and your family. And there's nothing like getting beaten down like that and having an audience of people that that could step in and could help or could pull this person to the side and check this person, but they really all they do is they stand there and watch. They look the other way. They say, I don't want to get involved, or they pretend like they didn't see anything, or they just sort of walk out and say, hey, I'm going to let you guys handle your business. We'll come back later. But the reality is, and this happens across cultures, some maybe more than others, because in some cultures, family may also step in and also physically discipline or abuse too, right? If they feel that you're getting out of line, because the reality is there's a lot of countries where women still cannot disobey their husbands or be considered disobedient. And so sometimes, in addition to being beaten in front of family and friends, they may also join in and also become very aggressive with you to try and get you back in line. But it's like an extra layer of humiliation when you're abused in front of them. You can't even hold your head up high. You can't look them in the eye. No one is there to protect you. Everybody sees it, but they act like they don't. And then they kind of go back to fraternizing with the abuser after everything is said and done. And it's just like a regular night. Meanwhile, you're there, cleaning up the bruises and things like that. Those people are not your safe people. They're not your friends. They may not necessarily be your family. Sometimes they may even put you in more danger because sometimes what they will do, if they're particularly toxic, is they will say things to get the abuser riled up. So they'll try to, poke the bear, pour gasoline on the fire to rile the abuser up, suggest that something happened, or cause things to become more violent by adding fuel to that fire. And so you want to be careful with that. But this happens a lot more than we think about. And sometimes it happens even out in public, in broad daylight, where everybody's just there. Where we may be at a party, we might be at some sort of event, and these things happen. But basically, that silence is co-signing the abuse. That silence is in support of what's happening. It's not protecting you. It's not protecting your situation or what may be to come, or even trying to talk to your abuser or anything like that. And in fact, they may even think that you deserve it in a lot of cases. So that is something that happens quite a lot to abuse victims, and that can keep a person stuck in a relationship, dealing with shame, not really having safe people to talk to, especially if you're if you're in a situation where, like, all you are around is family, so you don't really have like a lot of outside friends, and so it's just really you, your abuser, and then the family, and then so therefore your support system is nil. You don't really have anybody else outside of that. So just something that I wanted to share and talk to you all about. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, share, and follow. You guys have a great evening.